Let's go ahead and get started. Wendy, take it away.
Hello, everybody. I am Wendy Rape. I am in Granbury, Texas, which is about 30 miles from about 30 minutes, I should say, from Fort Worth, Texas. And so just a small little bedroom community town. A lot of retirees, but we're starting to have younger families move in as well. And so it is a great little place to live, and it's not too terribly busy, not terribly big. So, um, is it ready for me to share?
I am trying to find that option right
Oh,
now.
okay, that's fine. So I was licensed in 2006 and got my broker's license in 2012. And then the brokerage I'm with now, Magnolia Realty, I started with them in 2017, but I was with a couple other brokerages before I joined them. And then, a little bit about Magnolia. We start out with obviously just one office in Waco, Texas, and now we have 8 offices across the state. So, and then in 2019, I was able to take over the office where I'm at now in 2019. And so now I own the franchise. We did franchise, and so I own my local franchise. So, and then we moved into our new little building. It's a little historic house that we were able to move into in the fall of 22. And we absolutely love where we're at because it's right next to a city park that's extremely busy. People are in and out all the time. And we're at a stoplight. So we have a lot of really good exposure where we're at. And it really just kind of fell in our lap. So places like this don't always come up. And so I happened to one of the agents, a couple of agents that worked for me, it was a broker that was getting ready to retire. They used to work for her, and we all had good relationships. And so I was able to buy it before anyone else even knew about it. So we were really excited about that. And then a little bit about Granbury. So I think I already said that a little bit, but it is a small town. They like to keep, the people like to keep it like it's a really small town because we're kind of like a little historic town. So the populations, the city limits will say about 10,000 on the population, but really it's about 70,000 for the county. So and we refer to it as the county, not just the city, because the city limits are so small. They're like 6 miles long, so it's really small. But we are kind of known. We were voted like the number one historic small town in America 3 years in a row by like USAA. And so we like to pride ourselves on that. So everybody still says that's even on our water tower here in town. So, but I mean, kind of a cool little claim to fame. Um, and then some highlights about the town. We are a lake town, so the lake is literally across the street from our office, which is another great thing because we have a little city beach there, and our local um, civic center and a hotel are across the street. So pretty good location. We have a historic downtown square. I'll show you a picture of that in a minute. And so it's real
You should
quaint.
be able to share now. So whenever you're ready.
Okay, let me it's a real quaint little town. And so, let me get on here real quick, share that. Sorry, y'all see all the windows I have open on my computer. So I don't know if y'all
No
are the same
judgment.
way, but I usually have
You should see
a
my
whole lot
tabs.
of, yeah. So, anyway, so yeah, so we're a little historic town. We were also named as the celebration capital of Texas, and that is so appropriately named. We have a festival, I mean, almost every weekend, and I'm not exaggerating. I don't even know how many we have, but a lot. Like last weekend, we had the wine walk, and that's our biggest event that we have in our area. And a big draw since we're so close to DFW that we have a lot of people that come in from all over. And we have some really good wineries and vendors that will set up as well. Um, so this is our little building that I was referring to, and to the one side of that over here, there's the park over here. And so anyway, that's our little historic building. And then there's a sidewalk up here you can't really see, but tons of traffic. People walk through here all the time. A lot of people, it's real close to the downtown square, and so people walk a lot from there. So This is just a view of our town, like just an aerial view, our courthouse. So everything is around the hub of the courthouse. I don't know how y'all's towns are, but the courthouse, and then all the shopping just around the square. That's shopping and little eateries. And then we have like a little opera house here that has plays. They're actually really good. And then we have little wineries and just really good, fine dining or just get a burger on the square. And everybody refers to it as just the square. And then you can see our lake in the background here. So some of the things that we do, and I feel like Nadine Godley, you do a lot. I wasn't able to be on the call. I'm sorry, we were at a golf tournament, but I did watch the video, and you do a lot of stuff. So I was just going to show similar things like what we do. So we just have one billboard, but this was one of them we had recently with our team. We recently just changed it out. So we have one billboard, but we're working up to some more. So this is the most recent one, and I have our corporate office. I think I've already said this before, but we're affiliated with Chip and Joanna Gaines in Waco. And so our corporate office, we're tied directly to them. We're their real estate division. They have many divisions, but we are tied to them, but they help create a lot of our marketing materials for us. And so this was one that they came up with recently. And so this is our newest billboard. So a lot of our agents are also really involved in the community, myself as well. And so actually it's not a great picture, but just a picture of our golf tournament that we did last weekend. We're very involved with the Chamber of Commerce. And so we do any of the events that they have, and they have a lot throughout the year. So very involved with the chamber. Um, and then I'm on the local realtor board here in Granbury. So an officer on that one. I'm actually on 3 boards. And not toot my horn or anything. I'm just saying I try to be involved. Try to be involved in the community, try to be present. My agents do as well. So I'm also on our local Habitat for Humanity board, and also our local beautification board, where we beautify the town. So raise money. We have a local, like a annual charity, annual event that we do stuff to raise money for that, so we can beautify the town. We sponsor a ton of local events, and our new office, we're right next to our park. And so they have a lot of events at the park, which works out great. So I offer out our office for any of the local charities that want to use it. This was one, it wasn't a charity, but it is our local jazz organization that they have a local, it's really good, a 3-day event. So I let them use our office for their headquarters, and then they can use it to go in and out. And then just for, the people that are in charge. So to get more exposure. And of course, they also promote us and all of their marketing materials, social media. And then we have, big banners and stuff. And then we sponsor a lot of those throughout the year. So another thing that we do every year. So this is an okay picture. This is something we're working on, but we have an annual event, client appreciation event. We have several throughout the year. We'll do some locally. Like last year, we did a kind of like you did, Nadine. We did a Cinco de Mayo one where we grilled out tacos and fajitas, and in a just a area right up from our office that had a kitchen and everything. So we do that. We'll do where we'll cook out hot dogs, different things for our clients locally. And then Waco, all of our offices, once a year, we have a client appreciation event where we close down. If any of y'all know about it, you may not know, but it's the silos that's was part of like Fixer Upper and all that. So they closed down the silos or closed down the grounds just for a Realty event. And so we invite all of our clients to come, and it's at Christmas time, and it's really nice, real magical. And we'll have, all the vendors, the food trucks that they can go and get food at the food trucks. They can go shopping, entertainment. And so it's just like a really nice evening for our clients to come out, and they get a discount on shopping and all that. So, so something just kind of special that not everybody can do. And we do that once a year in the fall. So, one of the other things that we do, these are great pictures. So, but I have I learned years ago, for me, I was a solo agent for many years. And then when I started working with builders, I realized how much of a difference it made to have the houses staged. and we only do professional photography and videography. We don't allow your iPhone or anything like that. If you can't work for us, if you don't, I make them sign an agreement. And we feel like it makes that big of a difference. But I also learned that how much staging made a difference on houses. And I also learned how expensive it was whenever you're hiring stagers. And in my opinion, I was like, wow, this is what I get for what I'm paying. It just seemed like hardly anything. And so I started acquiring furniture and decor, and just I thought, for the amount of money that I'm paying these people, I could do this and I could acquire this and use it over and over again. So it went from a little bitty, closet to now we have a big storage unit. And honestly, we need a lot more space. But anyway, this is just a quick shot with my phone that I just took of our storage unit. And there's actually a lot more furniture that just got put in here from some homes we closed on. But we have decor, we have, like couches and chairs and beds and tables and you name it. So we've just acquired a lot over the years, and we find that I let my agents use it for free. So it's all on the honor system. They can go in, get anything out of the storage unit, and use it as they need to. And we find, even if you don't do full staging, if it's a vacant house, even if you lightly stage it, then it just makes a world of difference on the pictures. And so those are a lot of things that we do. There's another thing that we do too. I didn't have a picture of it, so sorry. But we have like our Magnolia journal. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, we call it a journal, but it's a magazine. The one that Magnolia puts out, you can see it on the newsstands. So we use that as a marketing piece as well. And then we put this little, I'm gonna pull this up, this letter in here. So it's a little letter, it's like an insert that we put in here, a little letter welcoming. We're able to put these in some of the local hotels and some of the boutique hotels, and we're trying to get it into more places. But it's just like a little letter that we put in the magazine, and just welcoming them to the community. We put all of our contact information, a QR code on here as well to get the rest of, just go directly to our link tree is what we have. And then this is on the back of it, just a little bit of, tell them where we're at, a little bit about our team, and then who we are. And so we started putting those in several of the hotels here, and then our local visitor center, our chamber, and working on getting it in more places. Everybody's, usually it's free. We're just saying, hey, will you let us put this in there for your any of your guests that are coming? And they're always, very receptive of that. So we use those a lot because we get those for like $1 a magazine. So it's a pretty good marketing material for us to use. So anyway, we do that. We try to be present everywhere. All of us are involved in some type of charity. We pride ourselves, and I'm sure y'all do too, on our reviews. So that's really, really big for us. And we really try to go out of our way and give, really, really great service to our clients. And so that's one of the things that we, pride ourselves that we'll go above and beyond, to get the job done and make sure that the clients are treated well. We want them to have a great experience when they're working for us. And that's just another overview of the town. But that's, I guess, a little bit about us. I mean, that's what that's always been my main focus, and probably y'all's as well. It's just priding ourselves on our sphere of influence. We also do some online leads too, but I think most of us gravitate more towards our sphere and, people we know and our past clients, and really just treat them well and doing everything that we can to build up a great reputation so that we get repeat referral business. I know that we do more things, but those are some of the key highlights of what we do. So at
That's awesome.
Magnolia.
That's
So
awesome. Thank you so much, Wendy.
yeah, I'll stop
Um,
sharing.
okay, let's open it up to the floor, and then I've got some questions if somebody else doesn't ask them. So what do y'all think?
Yeah, feedback, please.
I think I want to move there. It looked really like an awesome place. You did a beautiful job making it seem like someplace we would want to go.
Oh,
Great
good.
job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Back to
I've
connected.
no, you're good. I've been to Granbury once, and I remember the square. It was so cool. There was
I
like a
forgot
there
you've
used to
been here. That's
yeah,
fun.
it's been years and years, but it
It
was a
probably
really
is
cool
much
town.
different. Yeah.
So
Used to it shut down at 5 o'clock, and now it's actually, when I moved here, it shut down at 5 o'clock. And now it's like, it's a pretty happening place. And oh, one other thing I forgot, on the square, they allow you at one of the little ice cream shops to name to advertise put your logo on something and name an ice cream. And so I have an ice cream named Chip and Joe. It's espresso chip. Anyway, so
that's
everybody,
genius.
I mean, it's a huge, everybody goes through, all the tourists go through there. And so anyway, that was one of those things I forgot about.
That's great. Seth or Brian, you guys have a couple questions before I jump in here, get after it.
Yeah. I'm still on, sorry. Yeah, I do have a question, and that is regarding it. I can tell you with your concentration on Sphere, Wendy, obviously you're going to get a lot of listings, but what are you doing to snag the new buyers that are coming to your market that don't already know how cool you guys are?
Yeah, well, we are working on that. One thing that we do have a lead system that we use. We use Commissions Inc. for our buyer leads.
Okay.
And honestly, it is a good system. Not all our agents take advantage of it, but we do get a lot of leads through Magnolia because people know about Chip and Joanna.
Okay.
Not everybody, but we do get a lot of leads that way. And then we have a pretty decent social media presence. And then we also do, I do get a lot of calls from Google, from our presence on Google. We do, I guess it's called something different now. I don't think it's Google My Business anymore, but we've tried to really ramp that up and always putting our listings on there too. So those would be the main things that we do on that.
Do you have a dedicated marketing professional working for you?
I have someone that helps me with my social media, and then we do, corporate does a lot of our marketing for us.
All right.
Oh, and we're working on a local if any of y'all have done this, I'd love to hear, a real estate magazine, because we found that a lot of people, no one does it around here. That, like when you go to a vacation place where they also have, all the properties for sale. We don't have that here. And I had people asking me, so I'm working on doing one. But if any of y'all have done that, I'd love some feedback, because we're kind of just winging it.
We
So
have them
we-
around here. I've never done it because I think that people like to look at them, but I don't always think it's the people who are actually buying a house. But
Right.
I mean, I don't know anything about how much they cost, but I see them and I look at them too when I go places because they're really fun
Yeah.
to look at.
Yeah.
But how much you convert? That's a great question. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to cover it with ad costs, so we'll see.
Cool.
So we met with a company called Vipe here in Woodward. They do a sports magazine. We did some talking to him. There's the other magazine. Nathan, what was the name of it?
Reminder.
Reminder Media. So they kind of start and we've done some other stuff in the years past, 10 years ago. We printed our own actually here in the office. I'd print 500 or 1,000 copies and we'd take them to the newspaper and they would publish them. So here's the Vibe magazine that Nathan has. This
Okay.
guy here said he prints tons and tons of the college brochures and bulletin stuff that they hand out at the games. He told me he could print a 28-page full customizable paper for $1.90. No, $2.90 a piece.
Oh, wow.
So I thought that was pretty cheap. So we're
I
looking
think
at doing
so.
that. And so our local newspaper will let us they'll let us insert them into the paper if we want to ship
Okay.
them out the way. But the $2.90 includes shipping. So you give them the addresses just
Wow.
like Reminder Media and they'll ship them.
Cool.
That's awesome.
So we're working on that. I'm sure it's down the list quite a ways. We did the Reminder Media because it was easy and brainless.
Brian, you cut out.
Think about it. Can you hear me?
Everybody cut out.
Everybody cut out. I think they can hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
But yeah, so I think Nathan cut out.
I think so.
I'll walk back there. So, yeah, he froze up. So we will, I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared. Can you hear us now?
I can hear you guys now.
Okay, good. All right. So yeah, we did the reminder media because it was kind of a brainless, quick, let's do it. It's about $5 a magazine. They shipped them out. We picked 50 businesses in town and shipped all of them to the businesses instead of houses.
Mhm.
So when you're sitting in the waiting rooms, our faces are all there. We're going to test it and see if anybody says anything. It'll be a good connection point. A week or two after they hit, I'm going to call those businesses and say, hey, just give me a heads up. We mailed you a magazine. Just make sure it's beneficial. If it's not, we'll cancel it. If it's beneficial for you, great. And then the next thing is exactly what you're saying, is sell ads.
Mhm.
So my theory is for $290, if I print off 1,000 of them, that's $3,000.
Right.
That's not very much
It's a
advertising.
no-brainer. Yeah.
Coming
That
up with the
would-
content, and this guy also said we have plenty of content for filler. Like you put all your stuff in there, you're like, man, I just don't know what else to put. He said, we can just fill it with AI content filler.
That's awesome.
So
I
that's
do
what we're gonna,
reminder media too, but I haven't done the business one. I have thought about doing it, so I'd love
we
to
did-
hear y'all's response.
well,
on
we
it.
did that. We did the home one, 2 businesses is what we did.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
the
just-
I've gotten
good to
great
be home.
responses. Have y'all on the home? Everybody thinks it's my personal magazine.
Yeah,
We-
exactly. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't sent it out yet, but for those of you that don't know, so Reminder Media is like, it's not super customizable, but you can customize the front. I mean, you put your business photo, logos. It's got some tear out cards in it that you can customize with whatever. And then your front page insert is customized, your back cover, and then your rear cover here is customized too. And so what we did was we just took a big old QR code that's trackable, and we have it linked to our website. And then we have a couple like recipe cards in here that was just kind of pre-made from them just to get the thing greenlit and out the door, because we were running against a print deadline when we hit go on this deal. But we're hoping this to me falls under the We See You Everywhere umbrella.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping to capture
Yeah.
some conversations like that.
Hey, did y'all know on that? I didn't know until I went to the Tom Ferry event, and I talked to Reminder Media when we were there at the Lead Retreat, that you can do ads in the Reminder Media on that back cover. So
Yes.
yeah.
Cover the cost of the thing.
should
I was
cover your
going to
costs.
jump in and say I did Reminder Media too. I was
Yeah.
going to say that I made mine a little different.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
good
love
to be
that. Looks
home.
great. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Did you do the
I
advertising?
just got them. No, I just did the magazine. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't
I don't
done
know
it
what else.
either, but yeah. I think they look really great. They're well done and the quality's really great.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Nadine, you're muted.
No, I was just going to say, I hear about this magazine. And I think it's great, but the brother of the owner is a realtor here, and I'm not giving them my info to mail anything to because
Yeah.
I can't. It's just a conflict of interest. And they call me, they email me, and I'm like, gosh, you're wasting your time. You don't understand that Stephen, the brother to the Acre guy who owns this, I think they're all owners in Reminder Media. I'm not going to turn loose my info. I'm just not.
No, I wouldn't
And
either.
maybe stupid because they could go and get this info from the tax records, but I'm just not comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get over myself and do it anyway.
I don't think any of us blame you.
No.
Direct competitor. I'm putting in a listing. I'm listening to all of you, but I'm putting in a listing that it's 1.1 million and our average selling price is 300. My average is 450. So I'm working
Ooh.
diligently this online today. But y'all, and I might have to come back to a couple of you who were doing some things that I have some questions about.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks for jumping on. So
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
Sweet. So let's see. I've got a question for you, Wendy. So on your staging and everything like that. So being associated with the Magnolia brand with Chip and Joanna Gaines, does that make it easier for you guys to acquire some of that stuff? And as far as just the logistics of that, I mean, I know you guys are in Texas. Not everybody drives pickups. So like, what is the logistic of that? So it's available to all agents, but do they have people that go and stage it for them? Are they doing it themselves? What does that kind of
No.
look like?
We're all doing it ourselves, but I am looking at it because it is quite the task, right? It's all, if you're a girl, it's all our husbands helping out, right? And the guys, I mean, we're helping the guys, the girls are helping the guys because they don't know how to decorate. So yeah, I mean, it all works out and everybody kind of chips in. But I really would love to have a moving truck that was, you know, advertising like is it on the move or on the go, whatever that is, moving truck that we could also advertise and then we could all use. But no, right now we're using trucks and flatbed trailers and you name it, so. But that is the
I
goal, to
have a
have that. I would
question.
really actually love to have a staging company at this point because no one has it around here. I just have not done that, but that would be the next step.
I've done some staging too, and I have staging things, but what do you charge or do you charge for your staging?
I don't, I just let the agents use it. So probably should. And I have thought
Yeah,
about that. I will probably have to start doing it because you have to replace inventory. And
it's a
so,
lot
and
of
things
work.
get, you know, broken and messed up. So, it all kind of happened really fast on allowing that to happen. And so, yeah, moving forward, that'll have to change. So,
Yeah. I did, I call it soft staging when I just do like a few things here and there
mhm,
throughout the house, kind of like you said. I think you said light, state, whatever. But then I did do this, it was a pretty good size house with, more furniture and different, table and chairs and different things like that. And I didn't charge them anything for it. And obviously I should have because it took a lot of time and effort. And of course,
right,
hauling it all over there. And it was my husband and my boys doing
right,
that for me.
right,
But that's why I was curious, like
right.
what you charged, because
No.
when I was taking it all down, I was like, there is no way I'm ever doing this again for
It can be
free.
a lot of work. Yeah. Yeah. And we do still hire staging if it's a high-end home and it needs nicer furniture and more fuller furniture. We'll pay for staging for that. So this is more for not the high-end homes. And so, and then you asked about Chip and Joanna. So we don't really it's not really easier necessarily, but we do feel like we have a certain reputation to uphold and a certain quality and certain, yeah. So we do try to adhere to a certain standard for that reason. We do use some of their stuff, like we'll use like Joanna's cookbooks and candles, and we do use a lot of Magnolia stuff. All our homes have a Magnolia wreath on them, and so on the door. So we do use certain things to kind of set ourselves apart in that way. But I wish they gave us all our furniture for free, but that is not the case, so.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was some like co-branding deal there, since they're involved, or what that involvement was, what that kind of
Yeah,
looked like. So
maybe
I
eventually, not right now, yeah.
I could definitely see that being a brand identity piece with them,
Mhm.
and being associated with the quality of the listings, having everything look good. Um, so as far as, so walk me through, you said that all agents have to sign an agreement, almost like a quality agreement is what I call it, but that they can only use pro photo, pro video on every listing. Do you guys, question one, do you guys video every single listing? And then number two, uh, are you, is Magnolia Realty contracting with a professional, a few professionals, or are those agents individually reaching out to professionals to contract with them?
So we do make them sign an agreement, and there's an agreement regarding, have to have them talk about Chip and Joanna, anyway, some things regarding that. But then there is also within that, working for Magnolia, that you are required to use. It is in our agreement, our agent agreement, when they sign on with us, to know that that is a requirement. And then as far as videos for every listing, no, maybe not of our lower end listings, we don't, but most of our listings do have a video of some sort, even if it's, we use a local photographer. Right now, we don't contract, everybody does locally. We use a local photographer, videographer, but he'll do like short, like reels, just for like a smaller home or maybe not as high end of a home. And so just kind of a little quick reel and goes through it for that. So, and it's pretty affordable. So,
Yeah. What are you guys paying for that?
if it's just like a reel walkthrough, I think it's 125. I mean, it's not too bad. But if we're paying for a full package for us, if it's all photos, full video with music and we're the ones in the video and then drone, we're like at 650, 625, 650. So
Is that
it's
up
a little
to a
bit of an
certain amount of
investment.
square feet or?
Yeah, if it goes over that, it is, I mean, you're probably in the 700s if it goes over a certain amount, yeah. So
Gotcha.
it is an investment, that's for sure. So, and we do want them to only use certain photographers because of the quality of the work, so.
Yeah. So how do you guys kind of sort that out? Do you have like a recommended list of vendors for that
Mhm.
they can choose from?
Yes,
Are they the one that is ordering that? And
yes.
then
Mhm.
is that burden of payment on the agents, or is it kind of absorbed by the team or anything like that?
The agent, it's the agent's responsibility and that's in the agreement that they pay for that, so that's, yeah. Yeah, we couldn't absorb that, so.
Gotcha. So the agents pay for it, and the agents are responsible for booking that
Well,
professional to come and do the thing. And
sometimes
um,
it depends. We do actually, they are required to use a transaction coordinator and we have two different ones they can choose from. So they have to use one of those. And if they have a certain package they buy from them, the transaction coordinator will do that. They will order all that and coordinate all of the appointments. So yeah, we do make
awesome.
them use that as well for compliance. So,
Gotcha. So you guys have two transaction coordinators?
they're just contract though, so they're not on staff.
Gotcha. So do you guys, so you're working with different photographers and videographers, right? So have you guys been able to maintain a consistency in quality and images and colors? And I mean, between two videographers, edit style is drastically different. Do you have them like reference a video that you've done and just do
Mhm.
this, or what do you kind of do there?
We do. We have, that's actually in our agreement as well. Like we have a brand guideline they have to follow and that's actually part of their orientation to go through that. And they always have it as a reference guide. And we actually have one for the photographers that they send to their photographer and videographer to know what the expectations are. But honestly, most everybody in our agent uses one local photographer. So, and he gives us a discount for that as well. So,
That's
but
great.
there's really only two that we use. So. Yeah, we're kind of strict on it, so.
That's great. What other questions do you guys have from the group? And I've got one or two that will kind of start the group chat here in a sec.
I just had a question. Wendy, tell me, maybe you had said this at the beginning and I missed it, but how many agents do you have and how many basically units sold do you do in a year as a company?
We have 16 agents, but they're not all full-time agents. Some are part-time. We don't hire part-time anymore. They have to be full-time, but some of them are grandfathered in. So some are semi-retired. And so that 16 sounds like we should have a ton of units closed, but we're more like, 100, 150 so a year. So we are working actually now to recruit agents that want to be part-time and want to be full-time, not part-time. So some of those I inherited whenever I took over the brokerage, and they're great agents and they're great people, but they're just really semi-retired. And so yeah, 16 sounds like a lot, but it's probably about half of those truly are full-time. So.
So for those 16 agents, do you guys have like a standard that you're wanting everybody to meet? Um, I'm sure they're all varying degrees of experience and skill set and things like that. Um, how do you guys kind of walk through that? And are you actively? I mean, you said you're looking for more full-time people. What are you
Mhm.
doing for recruitment?
I'm just reaching out to people that we've worked with in the past, other agents have worked with, and then people that I personally know. And so just reach out then. I've added, I guess, 3 recently, just real recent, and still talking with some others. And um, and we do have a standard. We'd like them to sell at a minimum of 2 million in sales a year. Um, that's our minimum. Or 8 homes. So we feel like they need to at least do that. That's the bare minimum. But most
Gotcha.
sell, the ones that are full-time do sell much more than that, so. They're gonna be
So
more in the, 8 to 10 range minimum, so.
absolutely. So say an agent comes on and they are struggling to do the 2 million mark. Is it they just get let go? How do you walk through that process with them?
No, they don't just get let go. We try to meet quarterly, and some of those newer agents will meet more often, but so we get them on a plan, on a schedule, on how to work their business. I think it's really tough. Not everybody understands how to do that. And I guess you just kind of learn as you've been in the business a while how to do that. But the ones that are struggling, we meet with them on a regular basis to see if they're hitting their mark, following up on their leads, and try to keep them on track. And so it takes a lot for me to let someone go, I'll be honest. So, but if they're just, I mean, I've let agents go that just either weren't, fitting the culture. Culture is really big for us. If you don't fit the culture, or and it's obvious that we're just not a great fit, or you're just, you really just want to sell 1 or 2 homes a year. We pride ourselves on making sure that our clients are well taken care of, and that we know our contracts, that we're not, setting, them up for failure. That so we want agents that actually know what they're doing, and we don't want agents that are just, part-time, that are just here and there and just give us a bad reputation. And for one, it's a kind of liability as well. So we work with them as much as we can, but then sometimes you do have to part ways.
Yeah, it's always tough. We've definitely
Mhm.
felt the culture piece in this last year. We've had a couple of agents that have gone to different brokerages, and it was tough. I mean, we're in a small community. We do life with some of these people. We see them all the time, and all of our agents work really well for the most part on across transactions and everything like that. And so maintaining those relationships is a big deal. But um, we found that a couple of those agents that went to other brokerages afterwards, the office culture drastically improved, and
Yes. Yeah.
morale
Yeah.
um, and all of those things. And Brian and I, every once in a while, Brian's a huge idea guy. If you guys, as we grow in this deal together, you guys will know that I say that all the time. And as you get to know Brian too, that you'll realize that. But um, we have ideas for events, ideas for marketing things, and every once in a while there's something that's like, well, I don't know if this will work, because it's like, actually that person's not here anymore. Yeah, let's do it. So that's just kind of something that walking through that, and having a good culture and a good momentum is so key.
Mhm.
So hey, I've got a question for just the group here. And thank you, Wendy. That was awesome. Granbury looks beautiful. Need to come back down there soon. I'll be down in Dallas
Yeah.
in like mid-June for a 1,000 watt conference.
Oh,
Maybe I'll
yeah.
just me and my wife will be
Come
down
on
there.
out. Yeah.
She's an MLO, and so we might just pop down to Granbury for a
Perfect.
little bit or something.
Yeah. Love to have
But
you.
so I've got just a question for the group. We were on the call with Charlie yesterday, our coach, and talking through some stuff. And he posed this question, and I want to pose it to you guys. So, putting on all of our marketing hats, things like that. You guys all have things that you're wanting to do in your marketing, or things that you're wanting to try in your business. So, here's the question: how do you prioritize your ideas? I'm getting the same look from Karen and Wendy and Brian. Just yes. Fantastic question. So this is something that we're trying to figure out. We have no shortage of ideas and in different things. And so we kind of walked through something a little yesterday, and I'm not sure how good it is, but we're fixing to put QR codes on all of our signs that you can scan. It goes right to that listing. We use Boomtown, and so all of our agents have their own unique webpage. So brian.northwestokhomes.com, and he gets all the leads that go to his website, of course. And so we figured out a system to where all those QR codes go to those specific sites, yada, yada, yada. We're wanting to try that. It meets one of our goals of having cutting edge marketing and doing different things. People aren't doing that in Woodward. And so one thing I wrote down from our call yesterday, how to prioritize ideas, was it's based off your goals, your revenue, attainability, and repeatability. So whatever goal, like what goals do you have in marketing right now? Like take that question, how do I prioritize this idea? And then say, okay, these are our goals for, the summer. Going forward, we're wanting to do this. Okay. Now, revenue. Like, is it going to make money? Is it going to cost money at first, but make money later? Or is it going to save me time? If it's going to save you time, how much is your time worth? Well, that's how much money you just got back in your pocket, so to speak. So that could shuffle your priority around a little bit. And then how attainable is it? How much work is going to go into this thing? Do you have the skill set needed? Do you have to hire somebody to do it? Is there somebody on your team that does it? Does your location allow for it? And then can you repeat the thing? If it's something to drive something forward, like to increase potential leads, increase calls on your signs, can you repeat it? Can you pass it off to other agents and they repeat it, regardless of their technical skill set, right? Everybody should be able to text somebody from their phone and make a Facebook post and do all the things, but can they actually go and copy paste URLs in a Google sheet and add that to the flow code and go or is that just too much? I think that could be, depending on who your agents are, that could be a lot, right? And so, what are some things that you guys are wanting to try, but maybe you just kind of don't know how to do it? Maybe you've heard some other people are doing this thing, but you just don't even know where to put it in your priority list because you've got a million other things. And, being a realtor is in its nature ambiguous. So what do you do? What are some things that you guys are wanting to try?
Still struggling to update Google, get my YouTube going, and my darn email. And Charlie mentioned to me not doing that through BombBomb, but to try to do that through Constant Contact. Do y'all have any experience with that?
We use MailChimp for ours.
Which is like Constant Contact,
It
but
is.
different.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, that's my big thing. And do you include a video with that, Wendy?
I have not, but I think we probably should. I think that'd be great. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you
Anybody
doing a
else
newsletter, Nadine, or what do you use in your email for?
doing a newsletter?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm yet. With the wedding and then spring market is kicked in and I'm doing this. I've got the musical at the high school. That's the last weekend, 8 performances, and I've been there for every one of them. And it has about killed me. I've got a new listing going in today. It's just been really, really busy, but I know what I have to do. And I was listening to the prioritizing and I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I've got to get them done. I've got to implement. I have to. And I'm losing my listing and contract coordinator. So I'm trying to hire for that. Yeah, it's a lot right now and hit during spring market.
Crazy. Hey, at least your garage is less full of basketballs, right?
Yeah, they're at the high school. All 500 of them are at the high school or in my car. Absolutely. They're
There you
gone.
go. There you go. You got to find the joy in it, right?
That was
Uh,
not, they were not so expensive to do, y'all. And the kids are so excited. And I had the little card, just a little small card that went with them. And the nice thing is the kids come up, they get their basketball, they take the card off, they hand it to mom puts it in her purse. So it's 2 for 1. And my best friend gave me the idea of you should put a card with it that says something about, we're all in this together, or whatever. So yeah, whenever you're giving out something like that, I've done Frisbees before. I'll know now to put a card with it, a 5x7 card. Just my 2 cents worth.
that's a good thought. So are any else of you involved with chambers, on boards, on local boards, things like that? What are you guys doing?
I've been on our chamber board for many years now. Yeah, very involved in the Chamber of Commerce here in Weatherford. I just got appointed by the mayor and I guess city council, I don't know what you say, to be on the planning and zoning board as well. I'm trying to think what else. I've served on quite a few things here in town, try to be very involved in the community, but yeah, our Chamber of Commerce, very involved with them.
That's great.
I guess
I can't tell
5
you
or
how many
6 years now.
people confuse Woodward for Weatherford.
Yep.
It's mostly my city friends. So I'm from Oklahoma City originally, and they're like, "Hey, how's Weatherford going?" And I'm like, "I'm sure it's great, but like farther north."
I'm in Woodward.
Yeah, I'm in Woodward.
Yeah,
So
I know. Similar names, but very different. Well, locations and communities for sure. So, yeah.
it's true. How big is Weatherford?
So it's funny, kind of like what Wendy was saying. It's like, well, our population is this. I think if you were to look it up, I think it says it's around 10 or 12,000. But, of course, we've got Southwestern here. So for all the other people that don't live in Oklahoma, Southwestern Oklahoma State University, it's just a little small state university. And their enrollment is about 3,500. So it kind of swells our population a little bit. So, so you kind of say 12 to 15,000, really not, but you
Do
can
you
tell
see
when the students
people?
aren't here.
Do you see people investing in properties so their kids are going to college, and then when they graduate, they're selling them a
Yes.
lot?
Yes. Yes. We see that often because so many people are like, oh, I want to find a little house that we could just, let them rent instead of paying rent the whole time. So since Weatherford is a college town, we have a lot of investors as well. So it kind of stinks that some of those people kind of try to find a little, lower priced home, small little house they could, buy for under 100,000 or something like that. And they're almost always snatched up by our local investors, which is a good, bad thing, especially, good for us sometimes, but bad for people coming from out of town. But a lot of our market is that. But and our price per square foot here, I think is, a lot of people think they can just come to Weatherford and buy a huge house for nothing, but we have pretty high prices here in Weatherford. And so that's the other thing, is that there is quite a bit of, rental property, because people try to just get in and rent and then, before they can buy, so there's also a lot of investment property, non-owner occupied places here in Weatherford as well.
Yep, it's not always just cut and dry, is it?
No.
So back to you, Wendy. One more question, and we've got about 9 minutes left. So Granbury, Texas, celebration capital of Texas. Are you guys? I mean, I know you guys said you do a client appreciation event. Are you guys big on doing outside events at all, or are you just big on joining in with what's already going on?
Both, I would love to. I used to do like every festival that I could, but it's not always getting the agents to participate. They're a little bit better now, but for a while ended up being me and, if they weren't as invested, and there's a lot to work in those festivals, right? So, but we do try to work them as like Fourth of July is a really big one. We do try to set up the tent outside our office as well, because some things kind of are close that people are walking, so, or open the doors and have people come in. But yeah, so we don't capitalize on it like we should. So I'll say that. I do want to tell you real quick. So Nathan did help me, or tell y'all that Nathan helped me. We jumped on a call about a podcast. I am still planning on doing the podcast, and I am working on that, but this opportunity came up about the magazine. And so it kind of took priority a little bit, because we're trying to get that out by summer, so it lives all summer long. And so, anyway, so that was something I had to kind of put that on the back burner temporarily, but we are still planning on it. But it was a really great call, so thank you for that. And I don't want you to think
Absolutely.
I'm not going to still do that, because we definitely are. So those
It's
are my
hey,
two top things: magazine and podcast. So
that's good. That's good.
yeah,
Those are both things that are hard to on paper look at your return on investment, right? It's like, how much money is this going to cost? Is this actually going to convert? But I'll tell you, so Brian and Kendra been doing the podcast, been doing the radio show for years now. And we get into a lull, we get into a busy season, and we have the conversation like, man, is this worth it? We had like 7 viewers on Facebook Live. What is that like? And then that day, somebody comes up and says, I heard you guys on the radio. I heard your
yeah,
podcast. That was super great. Oh my gosh, I did not know that about XYZ. Conversation, conversation, conversation. So, just to encourage you
yeah.
as you're getting started, push the boulder down the hill, let it do its thing,
Just do
and
it right.
just keep doing it. Because here's the
Yeah.
thing. Here's the thing. Like, I mean, we can see when people like our posts and comment on them and all that kind of stuff. But there's this iceberg of other people that see it that don't do anything. Right. And they're like the invisible majority. So for every like 1 or 2 people that like it, there's probably 50 or 60 that saw it and just scrolled right past or didn't do anything with it. And so, you know, I wouldn't play the numbers game. I would do it to do it, and do it because it's a value prop to your people.
Yeah.
It's the knowledge broker checkbox. So do that thing and be consistent with it and make it attainable, make it repeatable, and then put it on a launch pad. So, and then video the thing too, even if it's with your phone, make clips out of it, post it on socials, and go do the thing. Okay, we have just a couple minutes left. Is there anything that anybody wants to just throw out to the group? Any questions of that nature? No? Okay, so our next Zoom is the 17th, Friday the 17th. And that'll be an exciting day. I'll be on, it'll be great. I'm actually starting a new business with some friends, and we're closing on a building that day. So it's going to be fantastic. I'll tell you guys all about it soon. And it'll be awesome. Okay. Well, we're going to shut this thing down. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We've got food truck wars this weekend, bunch of food trucks. So I'm probably going to go gorge myself on tacos and funnel cakes or something. So, all right. Well, thank y'all, Nadine. Good luck on that $1 million listing. Get that thing done.
Yeah.
And enjoy the last weekend of High School Musical and getting rid of all your basketballs. So thank you guys for jumping on. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you soon.
Bye. Bye.